you're learning English. But when someone talks fast, your brain freezes. Most people learn English word by word. That works until you actually need to talk to someone. Your brain is doing too much at once. Grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, all at the same time. Native speakers don't build sentences from scratch. They speak in chunks. Today I'm teaching you the chunking method, what it is, why it works, and how to use it. Okay, so what is chunking? A chunk is a group of words that go together. You don't think about them one word at a time. You just say the whole thing as one unit. Like, how's it going? You don't think, how is it going? You just say it. How's it going? That's a chunk. Here are a few more. I don't think so. Let me think. Long time no see. Have a nice day. No worries. It depends. You already knew those, right? That's kind of the point. You've been using chunks this whole time. You just didn't have a name for it. Now here's why this matters. When you learn a chunk, you learn a complete idea. Not just a word, an idea. You know when to use it. You know how it sounds. You don't have to build it from zero every single time. Think of it like Lego. Each chunk is a block. Speaking is just putting blocks together. You don't redesign every block when you build something. You grab the ones you need and connect them. That's exactly what native speakers do. They're not inventing sentences on the spot. They're reaching for chunks they already know. And when you do that too, you sound more natural, you speak faster, and your brain is free to focus on the conversation instead of the construction. Now I want you to practice a few with me. Say this out loud. How's it going? Say it again. How's it going? I don't think so. Let me think. Good. Did you feel that? You weren't translating. You weren't building. You were just saying it. That's chunking. So let's talk about why this works so well for fluency. When you build sentences word by word, your brain is running 5 programs at once. What word do I need? Is the grammar right? How do you pronounce that? What order do words go in? Is this natural? Does this sound okay? That's a lot. And when you're doing all of that at once, you slow down. You hesitate. You say, wait, sorry. And you lose confidence. But when you use a chunk, all of that work is already done. The phrase is ready. You just say it. Your brain skips the construction step entirely. That's why fluency feels so different with chunks. You're not thinking less. You're thinking about the right things. The message, the meaning, the conversation, not the grammar. Native speakers don't think about grammar while they talk. I know that sounds strange, but it's true. They learned patterns, not rules. And now those patterns just come out. When you learn chunks, you build those same patterns. You're not memorizing rules. You're memorizing the feel of a phrase. When it fits, when it doesn't. And here's something really useful. The more English you hear, the more you'll start noticing the same chunks coming back. I'm not sure. Let me check. It's up to you. You'll hear those everywhere. And every time you hear one, it gets a little more natural in your own head. That's how fluency actually builds. Not from rules, from repetition. Chunking isn't just a method. It's a mindset shift. You stop translating, you start speaking. All right, let's look at some real chunks now. Everyday English, things people actually say. First one, I'm on my way. This means I'm coming, I'm heading there now. You'd text this to a friend, you'd say it on the phone. I'm on my way. You don't need to say, now I am traveling to the location where you are. That's technically correct, but nobody talks like that. Just say, I'm on my way. Learn it, use it, done. Next one. Let's keep in touch. This is a goodbye chunk. You use it when you want to stay connected. Maybe you're leaving a job. Maybe you just met someone you liked. Let's keep in touch. You don't think about what touch means here. You just say the phrase. Next. That's not the point. This is useful when someone misses what you're saying, when they're arguing about the wrong thing. That's not the point. Short, clear, direct. Here's another one. That makes sense. Use this when something is clear, logical, easy to follow. Oh, that makes sense. It's one of the most common phrases in everyday English, and it's a great one to have ready. So let's notice something about all of these. Every single one is complete. It gives a full message. You don't need to add anything, you just say it. That's the power of chunks. They're pre-built. They work. You just need to collect them. Okay? So how do you actually learn chunks? Knowing they exist is one thing. Building a real collection is another. Here's a 4-step process that works. Step 1. Listen carefully. Watch movies, shows, YouTube videos, podcasts. Don't just follow the story. Listen for phrases that come up again and again. When you hear something short and natural, stop and notice it. Step 2. Write it down. Don't trust your memory. Pull out your phone, open a note, write the chunk down. And don't just write the words. Write where you heard it. Write the situation it was used in. Was it friendly? Professional? Casual? Was the person happy, surprised, annoyed? Context matters with chunks. The more context you record, the easier it is to use later. Step 3. Say it out loud. You have to speak chunks, not just read them. Even if you're alone. Even if it feels a little weird, your mouth needs to practice the shape of the phrase. Your tongue needs to get used to the rhythm. When you speak a chunk out loud enough times, it stops being something you retrieve from memory. It becomes something that just comes out. Automatic, no effort, no translation. That's the goal. Step 4. Review often. Chunks fade if you don't use them. Every few days, open your list. Say the chunks out loud again. Think about where you could use each one. 5 minutes is enough, but do it regularly. Now, how many chunks should you learn per day? Not 20. That doesn't work. 2 or 3 is perfect. Find 2 or 3 new chunks today. Maybe from this video. Maybe from a show you're watching tonight. Maybe from a conversation you have this week. Let me know. I'm on it. I'm not in the mood. Those 3 will come up in real conversations, I promise. Learn them today. Use one this week. That's real progress. Now, the most common question I get, Mark, how do I stop freezing when I talk? The honest answer is chunking. When you have phrases already loaded, you don't freeze. You reach for what you have. Think of it like a toolbox. If the toolbox is empty and something breaks, you're stuck. You're trying to build a tool from scratch, but if the toolbox has what you need, you reach in, grab it, and get to work. Chunks are your tools. The more you have, the less you freeze. The less you freeze, the more you speak. The more you speak, the better you get. It really does build that way. But it starts with the chunks. I also want to fix a big misunderstanding about fluency. A lot of people think fluency means knowing every word. It doesn't. Fluent speakers use a fairly small set of words over and over. What makes them fluent is knowing how to put those words into phrases that sound natural. Chunks. That's fluency, not vocabulary size. And you don't need 1,000 of them. 50 solid chunks you can pull out automatically will take you further than 500 words you've memorized but can't find under pressure. So, start small, stay consistent. 2 or 3 chunks a day. Say them out loud, review them, use them, and pay attention when you listen to English, because every show, every podcast, every conversation is full of chunks you don't have yet. They're everywhere. You just have to start noticing them. One last thing. A lot of people feel embarrassed when they learn this. They think, wait, I'm just memorizing phrases? Is that cheating? No. It's exactly how children learn language. They don't learn grammar first. They copy what they hear. They repeat phrases. They absorb patterns. And slowly those patterns become their own. That's how language works. Chunks first, grammar later. Or honestly, grammar never, because fluent speakers don't think about grammar. They think about what they want to say. That's the goal for you too. Stop thinking about English. Start thinking in English. Chunks are how you get there. So here's your homework. Find 3 chunks today. Write them down. Say each one out loud at least 10 times. Use one of them in real life this week. That's the whole thing. 3 chunks. Say them out loud. Use one. Do that every week for a year, and you'll have over 150 real chunks. Ones you've practiced. Ones that come out automatically, that's a fluent speaker. You can do this. See you in the next one.